On the defensive end, last in scoring defense in the A-10. Defense is about pride and about effort. UMass needs to show some pride in the defensive end.
Tonight's tip-off brought to you by Premier Health, and we are underway on this Wednesday night. This one of two remaining home games for the Dayton Flyers. They'll sandwich a pair of road trips in between. Shot clock down close to 5. Little spin move, shot from inside 10 feet, won't go, but the rebound is grabbed initially by Holmes and then as his pocket picked. And UMass with their first opportunity on the ball here tonight. They love to throw it up from distance. One of the nation's best three-point shooting teams. Kobe Elvis with the deflection on that pass as it went into the backcourt. Shot clock at 5. Fernandez in a little bit of trouble, so he fires up a 3. Missed the rim, caught on the backside.
And that possession shows you what UMass is now going to be facing. They haven't faced a defense like that. Dayton's defense can be dominant at times. We've seen it carry them at times when their offense has not been so good this year. That was really good defense to start this game.
Wide open look from the corner, and it's good for Kobe Elvis.
And at the same time for UMass, you can't give shooters that Dayton has free reign on the perimeter. You've got to play defense at your end. Can't just rely on your offense to win, get your points. And look at this by Malachi Smith. Wow.
Smith draws the foul on this steal.
Malachi Smith just ripped Noah Fernandez. I mean, just ripped him and took it up strong and draws the foul. That is self-made defense into offense. Classic reason for why Malachi Smith, his ability to generate a lot of things on the court are almost unmatched in this conference. He is one of the better players. It just gets out there and creates all over the place.
Thoughts gradually turning towards March Madness. The Flyers have begun to appear in some of the projections right now as one of the first 4 teams out, which means a strong finish to this campaign could put them as one of the teams in.
And it just emphasizes how important this game is for Dayton. You can't have a late loss to an under 500 team at home and still be talked about as being in the NCAA tournament. I mean, you can still make it, but boy, it makes it that much harder. Dayton, this is a game you got to take care of business. Put this in the win column so you can continue that upward streak as people talk about NCAA tournament teams.
How about that from Kamara? Over butt trick, really backed in, then spun in a nice little left-handed floater.
Great patience by Toumani Kamara. He took his time getting to the spot he wanted to get to off the right foot. He took it up and felt very comfortable because he took his time being patient to get there.
Stedman for UMass, and Malachi Smith is down at midcourt.
Michael Stedman on the offensive end for UMass showing some patience and strength himself.
Dayton has won 4 straight to take the lead in the all-time season series, which began back in '96 when the Flyers joined the Atlantic 10. Dayton has lost just 4 of 14 against UMass here at the arena. Shot up, shot good for 3. Weeks converts.
That's what UMass does. You see Dayton trying to extend their defense now in this game, coming in, trying to make sure that UMass has no ability to get easy shots from the perimeter.
Good block. Blakeney got his hands on it but couldn't hold the ball. And an opportunity for the visitors to take the lead. There's a little jumper hard off the glass. Not much finesse there for Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly that time wasn't sure if he was going to take it up and shoot it straight in or bank it off, and ended up being right in the middle.
That was good work by Blakeney at the other end. Found the lane and just exploited it. Up 3, the Flyers. On the shot clock. Kelly, Stedman from the free throw line. Nice touch.
Good offense that time by UMass. Moved the basketball around. Dayton played good defense, but UMass played better offense. Moved it around, drew some people to you. Kick it back for a nice little foul line extended jump shot. Stedman had a good start to this game offensively.
Holmes with the lob in underneath. Kamara back underneath, shot and finish with two hands on the flush with Holmes.
Again, great patience by Tamani Kamara. This time took his time in the paint, didn't force up a shot, and figured out that he was going to be in a position to make a better pass than shot. Easy layup essentially for Deron Holmes.
Weeks, the lefty, in and out. Again, a Flyer driving, stopping short. Left-handed effort from Kamara comes off the iron. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Dayton extends their man-to-man pressure. Buttrick, entry pass on the bounce. Little turnaround from Stedman.
Nice.
Gets the roll.
Left-handed jump hook, Stedman. Right-handed jump hook from the other block. Left-handed jump hook from that block. Surprising, this young man is only averaging 7.3 points. He's showing some offensive versatility. 6 points early for UMass.
Pump fake, baseline moves, stumble.
Tonight against Dayton, the #1 defense in the Atlantic 10. One of the best defensive teams in the country is Dayton. It's going to be interesting to see how UMass handles that pressure from the three-point line, really that they haven't seen consistently all year.
Little pressure from the visitors in the maroon uniforms. Malachi Smith will bring the ball into the front court for the Flyers. Dayton has the 1-point advantage. Shooting 57% in the early going. Pump fake, drive to the right hand, and in Kamara.
Great versatility by Tamani Kamara. Faked the three-point shot. You got to honor that because we see him make it. This time put the ball on the ground, drove through traffic, and a nice layup.
Unable to convert at the other end. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Weeks thinks it was off of Dayton. The officials think differently. We mentioned Kamara out of Brussels, Belgium.
You watch Kamara just put the ball on the ground. It's contested. Has to use his body, his quickness, his feet, able to get around the defender and score. And, you know, this kid has not scored a boatload of points, but we've seen him make plays that scorers make. He is one of those latent scorers I think the Flyers have, which make them a dangerous team. You can't really count him out for putting a 20-point game on the board any given night.
Averaging just a tick under 11 points per game. Transfer from Georgia.
See? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, he's scored in a lot of different ways. I mean, he's created some offense with passing and versatility and dribbling. And now he's going to create some defensive havoc on the other end.
Composure on the part of Buttrick to keep that ball in possession for UMass. Shot from the corner, and the three is good. That was a nice finish from Kelly.
And they're always looking for that three. The Minutemen, I don't care what the situation is, they're looking to find a three-point shooter. That time had an advantage, 4-on-3 defensively, but ended up staying at the perimeter and making that shot.
Looked like Garcia got a little anxious. Little wrap up there, and the foul is called.
Well, Garcia got himself caught on the wrong end of a switch because he's down there guarding Tamani Kamara, and he doesn't have the size or the body to be able to do that. If that happens again, you can bet Dayton's going back down there to Tamani Kamara. And now UMass going back into a little bit of a zone, throwing a curveball at Dayton. A little bit of standing around for the Dayton offense right now.
Little bounce pass on the baseline and the reverse. Holmes the second.
Great hands by Deron Holmes. That was a tough pass. It was actually a bad pass by Malachi Smith. Hit Holmes in the ankles almost, and Holmes able to control it with his good soft hands.
Kamara showing his wares on the defensive side. Garcia finally gives up the ball, then gets it back. Goes to the right side of the lane, tries to dunk underneath, step underneath, but the ball is lost,
nice.
Kept alive. And a great hustle play by Kamara. Shot for three, not this time. Look at that work underneath, though, from Holmes. Backing in and gave a little bit of his shoulder.
Well, you can't blame Deron Holmes for wanting to take that shot. I mean, he worked hard for that offensive rebound. And once he got it, you could tell he's thinking, okay, I'm putting this thing up. And he goes in and he dipped his shoulder a little bit. You can't dip your shoulder in college basketball anymore. If there's any material contact after an offensive player dips their shoulder like that, it's going to be called.
It's a dip-free zone.
Yeah, has been for the last 5 or 6 years.
Little full court pressure from the Flyers. Minutemen get the ball in play. UMass comes into the front court. Kelly. Win home streak back in 2016, which sounds like such a long time ago. Or is that just me getting older?
It is you getting older.
All right, fair enough. Thanks, partner.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. Contact off the ball. Officials see nothing in it. Trying to push his way in close is Elvis. Looking for some help. Finds it in Blakeney. 3 on the shot clock. Baseline. Blakeney up with the left. As the shot clock expires.
Athletic move by Blakeney, going baseline and coming back from underneath the backboard with his left hand, laying it up, taking all the way to the rim. That was athletic and natural.
Double team on the ball. It comes free. Wide open for 3.
And the bench coming through. Kobe Brea to Mustafa Amzil, forcing the timeout for UMass. You love to see the bench come out there and force the other team to take a timeout because you go on a run. I mean, this time Kobe Elvis had himself in a little bit of a jam. And Blakeney late in the shot clock. Watch him go baseline with a quick step. Gone. Now he goes up. He's behind the backboard. Had to come back with his left hand and lay it up. That was a great move. And then the defense creates offense. But this time Kobe Brea, nice spot of Mustafa Amzil, who buries to 3. But you love to see the bench presence coming out, making plays on the defensive end and the press, and then burying shots off great passes. That bench depth is something that, as Dayton has gone through this year, it has gotten better and has made them a more dangerous team than they were before.
UMass is shooting 50% from the field. That includes 2 of 4 3-pointers, and yet they find themselves down 9. That is not something they would be expecting normally with the kind of conversion rate they have offensively.
4 turnovers is telling the tale for UMass right now. 4 turnovers in 10 minutes. That's a good way to get blown out of this place.
Well, it's early, but right now defense is reigning over offense. At least from a numbers category. Turnaround high shot. That's a nice one from Jones.
Boy, big time from Jones. I mean, that was a shot that he had to shoot over 2 people, one of which was Deron Holmes, and good defense by Kobe Brea the whole time. He earned every one of those points.
Dayton's hit 5 of the last 6 from the field. Nearly turned over. And we have a foul call on the floor. Amzil is helped up.
Ball gets knocked away here. Good play defensively. And the ball's just loose on the court. And the foul is called. You know what? I don't like that foul. I mean, the kid's going, he's on the floor, he's going for the ball, and people get caught up in each other. It's not like he dove into Mustafa Amzil. Still, it's good for Dayton, but I don't like the call. I mean, you got the balls on the floor, it's a loose ball. Unless you're actively looking to take somebody out, it should be get down there and get it.
Passing through the midpoint of the opening half. Shot clock down in single digits. Space opens up. How about that?
That time, UMass steal by Kobe Brea. Nice. Full court press has UMass out of their minds right now. They're a little rattled. It's developed offense, easy offense for Dayton on 2 of the last 4 times it was put out there.
Long distance 3.
That long three, was a product of this team being rattled.
Brea with the three.
Time to get more rattled. This is what happens against Dayton. You commit turnovers and give up easy points and leave people open in transition. You're going to find yourself down quick.
Badly in need of a bucket or two. Stedman. Kamara was there, but not straight up, says the official. His first, team's second.
I mean, everybody just forgets about Malachi Smith here. He goes in, everybody thinks he stopped. He fakes the pass, and everybody just leaves him. And it's an easy layup at that point. That's how good of a passer he is. Everybody respected that. And then Kobe Brea on a terrible inbound pass by Jodes. Kobe Brea did his best free safety imitation of coming around and stealing that one and taking it right to the rim for a layup.
Stedman converts the first free throw, and there is the second. Anthony Grant has to be feeling pretty good about the way his team is playing right now at both ends.
Stedman has 8 points, coming in averaging 7. He has half of the UMass points. A team that buries a three-point shot like crazy, and their big guy with no threes is their leading scorer, has half their points. Great pass.
Nice little fake and a reverse.
Yep. That is just presence. You don't see that a lot in freshmen. They catch a ball like that. Usually they're going up to the rim, and whatever happens, happens. Kobe Brea showing his head, his ability to take pause and wait for the open shot, be patient, and make the easy layup. Great pass, great play once he caught it.
Bit aggressive there. Blakeney whistled for the foul.
That's a defensive foul Anthony Grant has zero problems with. I mean, that's Blakeney out there working his rear end off, trying to generate something. But watch this pass. Great pass. I mean, that's a great pass. And then Kobe Brea just took his time, maybe traveled a little bit. We'll not worry about that. And then just kind of reverse pivot inside the lane and put it up.
Dayton has hit all 6 of their last 6 shots.
His defense is all over the place right now. This is great defense by Dayton.
The block from Blakeney. And why not? Kamara brings the ball in the front court. Pass to the corner. Shot won't go. How about that rebound from Amsil?
Great rebound. Something you like to see for Dayton. Mustafa Amsil making threes, getting passes, getting rebounds, active in the post.
Pump fake. Baseline. Contact.
No matter what the score is, there's a Big Ten team in there called Rutgers. Pretty decent Big Ten team. Just took Ohio State out recently that they beat after being down 17. This UMass team can make shots, and if you give them opportunities, they'll make them. They'll be right back in their game.
Long three-point attempts result in long rebounds when the shots are missed. That's the case. Kept alive. Another opportunity. Fernandez kicks it back out. Shot for 3 from the top of the key, and the big man, Buttrick, nails it.
Yeah, you got to rebound if you're Dayton. You cannot give second shots or third shots to UMass. 1 of 3 from the three-point line. You give them 3 chances on a possession, they're going to make one of those 3.
3 of 8 now from beyond the arc is UMass. That's 38%, just below their season's average at 39. Shot for 3 at the other end.
Oh, boy.
We've seen him get hot before, and it looks like he's feeling it.
Yeah, he is feeling. He's playing with a lot of confidence on the offensive end, not just from shooting the ball from the perimeter, but taking it to the rim and scoring with his ball handling skills. Kobe Brea has really become a great weapon for Anthony Grant off the bench, developing like crazy as a freshman.
Kelly's got an open look, and it's long.
You could tell that was long coming off his hand. He just forced that shot.
After making 6 consecutive shots, the Flyers have hit 7 of their last 8. How about that? 8 out of 9.
That is a we are better than you athletically play, where Malachi Smith said, you know what? I don't have to worry about anybody in a red shirt. I'll just throw it up to the rim because I know that Deron Holmes is better athletically than anybody in a red shirt.
Bypasses the three-point shot. was a good move down the left side of the lane for Weeks. Just couldn't get the shot to drop.
And it was a good move, but one that was ill-advised. I mean, you'd much rather take the three than drive it directly at Deron Holmes. I mean, that's a good way to get your shot intimidated or blocked, which happened.
Scoochie Smith has his pocket picked. Excuse me, Malachi Smith. I want to say Scoochie every time, well, because they remind me of so much of one another.
There's a lot of similarities.
Shot for three. That's off the glass, hard into the rim.
Great perimeter defense by Dayton. Forced the bad shot.
Tough shot at the other end. Malachi Smith can't get the ball to drop.
Again, this is Malachi Smith just saying, you know, I don't care. I don't care who's down in the red. If I see a lane to the rim for Deron Holmes, I'm throwing it up there. I'm trusting that the big guy's going to go get it, and nobody's going to get above him.
Dayton's hit 15 of 21 from the floor, 71% overall, and that includes 4 of 6 three-point field goals. Right now, they look like the team most dangerous from distance.
And this is the biggest Dayton team I think that Anthony Grant can field on the court. You got Amzil, Holmes, and Kamara. You know, 6'9", 6'9", 6'8". And all of whom long, athletic, can jump. This is as big as you get for Dayton. Interesting to see how this big guy focused team plays.
Well, that big guy Kamara with the rebound. 4:40 remaining in the half. Dayton up a bunch. Smith, an open look. No good on the three. Ball's batted around and drops with Kamara in the corner.
Great pass. Wow. Anthony Grant going to that three big man lineup. Helps immediately in the offensive end with an offensive rebound that Mustafa Amzil forced and led to an easy layup dunk.
Great interior passing by the Flyers. Another miss for UMass. And the ball's knocked away from behind. Transition opportunity. Man up. Shot doesn't go, but there.
Tournament picture. I mean, it was a tough start. That November was rough. I mean, there's some bad losses in that November, and Dayton has really been trying to overcome those bad losses ever since. But to give them credit, they're doing it. But they just got to keep doing it. You got to win games like this, and you got to win the next game, and then you got to show up against Davidson and put one on the glass. You know, because that's going to be a huge game for this Flyer team, and they've got to stay in composure and not look ahead to it. Take care of business like they're doing right now against UMass, up 16.
5 on the shot clock. Amzil for three.
Yeah.
Count it.
Boy. But again, maybe that's what this young man needs to really start scoring consistently. Had a decent week last week offensively. Hope to see him build off that for March.
It's been nearly 4 minutes since UMass last had a field goal. And they're still looking for one. Did get the free throws. We've got a foul underneath. The ball stay at this end.
Yeah, terrible shot by Fernandez. That was just forced, you know, outside the offense, just kind of throwing it up there. Stedman bailed him out. Stedman's had a good first half.
They've hit all 4 of their free throws thus far. 5 of 5.
Doesn't make the student section very happy. He, what, 7 missed free throws for some free Lee's chicken?
It's a long game. On the floor, Holmes, the second, leads the Flyers with 8 points. Amzil and Kamara both have 6. Once again, we're seeing a very balanced scoring output for the Dayton Flyers. Stedman has 10 for UMass. Lefty. Put back.
This big lineup is paying dividends for Anthony Grant. They're active on the offensive glass, either tipping it away, themselves getting second shots, or just putting it in that way. I mean, this team with these 3 guys is really playing in a rebounding gear we haven't seen them play out offensively before.
Shot for 3. It's short. they just can't find their bearings. Really rattled by this defense that you've been talking about.
And it's, mobile big guys like Amzil who had a great defensive possession there, getting through screens, challenging shooters. It's one thing when a 6'3" guard challenges you at the three-point line. It's another thing when a 6'9" forward comes out and does it. Makes it a completely different shot, and I think UMass is experiencing that. Now UMass drops back into a zone. Dayton a little slow in getting their zone offense set up. They have to go quickly here. 15 on the shot clock. Still nothing happening.
Malachi Smith working. Cross-court pass. 3 on the shot clock. Elvis pump fake, puts it up. Hits the iron, no good.
Rebound.
Offensive rebound and a foul. Foul occurred on the floor. Shot did not fall anywhere.
Again, more dividends from Anthony Grant deciding to go big. Shot goes up. Desperation shot by Kobe Elvis. But look at Mustafa Amzil fighting his way in the spot. And you got to feel for Rich Kelly. I mean, that kid's what, 6'3", and he's in there trying to box out Mustafa Amzil at 6'9". I tell you what, that experiment by Anthony Grant, I think, paid dividends. Amzil's out. They're going to a little smaller lineup with Brea. But that 3 big guy package gave UMass a lot of problems, especially on the offensive glass and defensively, because Amzil was mobile enough to challenge the 3-point shots.
Holmes fouled by Buttrick.
Off another great pass by Malachi Smith.
No field goals for UMass now over 5 minutes and 40 seconds. They've just hit 1 of their last 11 field goal attempts and have missed 7 in a row. Only thing you could complain a little bit about on the shooting side for the Flyers is from the free throw line, where they're 1 of 3. Never tolerate in a win what you wouldn't accept in a loss.
I hear you on that part.
Both free throws off the mark. See if UMass can stop this drought. Kelly off his foot.
Good save.
Yes, indeed. Working against Malachi Smith.
Great defense. That is great defense by Malachi Smith. I mean, that is a #1 defense from a guard.
Anthony Grant has Smith slow down. We'll go ahead and run some clock here. Up 42-23. Holmes lobs underneath. Kamara finishes.
Way too easy. And just way too easy. Those are easy interior passes to Kamara. Give Holmes credit. Saw Kamara have his guy on his back. Way too easy down low. You can't give Kamara that type of an advantage going to the rim.
One of the best three-point shooting teams in the country is now 3 for 12. The Dayton defense has been stifling.
Boy. Again.
At the other end in transition, Kobe.
Next highest score behind Stedman, 3 points. I mean, and that's just sad for UMass, but for Dayton, a bench player, Brea, leading him in scoring in double digits in 10, 18 bench points for Dayton in the first half. And that's outstanding.
Trying to see if they can get the second half off to a better start than they did the first. Not on that occasion. And then back come the Flyers, who are going to look to try and get back where they were when the half ended. One of those games where you probably just like to go right on into the second half.
Yeah, just get a little water break for a minute or two, and let's get back out there and play.
Working hard and a little floater. Kamara, he goes to 10 points on the game.
Again, great patience by Tamani Kamara. You can watch this young man mature. His patience on the offensive end has been outstanding tonight. Just taking his time and making shots, getting himself in the position to make shots, to take shots that he knows he can make. And just the patience is really been good.
Contact underneath, but no whistle. Ball is then lost and goes towards the baseline. And Buttrick made a heck of an effort to keep that ball in possession. But it'll be the Flyers.
You know, if you're UMass, you got to come out here thinking, okay, we've got 5 4-minute segments in the second half. We're down 5. We're down 23. We got to make up 5 points every 4 minutes. I mean, that's the only mental way you can think about a 23-point deficit. Because if you think 23 points, you're going to go, okay, how do I make a 24-point shot? Which, of course, you can't. So as a team, you got to focus on every 4-minute segment. You got to have a TV timeout after every 4 minutes. You got to focus on closing the gap by 5 points every time. And if you do that, you win by 2.
Well, they've failed to score yet in the early going of the second half. And Dayton 2-2, a little fadeaway from Kamara.
And Tamani Kamara showing his offensive bona fides tonight. That was a nice turnaround fadeaway. Difficult shot. Showing a lot of versatility on the offensive end, showing how he can score in so many different ways.
One-on-one hoops. Right side of the lane in underneath.
3 seconds. Didn't call it.
Pass outside is deflected away. 1 on the shot clock.
Great defense again by Dayton. Now UMass has taken the ball out in the corner with 1 second left on the shot clock because Dayton's defense was locked down for 29 seconds.
Not a lot of options, but the shot gets off in time. Won't go. Good rebound underneath. Putback is strong. We've got a whistle after the fact.
Oh boy. Oh boy. My old head coach Gary Williams, who won a national championship for Maryland, would have been going apoplectic with that call because Stedman goes up and misses a shot, and the official who called it was standing about 30 feet away, while the official who didn't call it was 2 feet away. And that's when you go, okay, what did he see that he didn't?
Right. Well, they continue to be lights out from the free throw line. 7 of 7. They're going to need about another 25 of these. They finally miss. 7 of 8. 23% from three-point range. One of the best three-point shooting teams in the country.
And UMass dropping back again into a zone, looking for some way to slow this Dayton freight train. They haven't found it tonight. They're not going to find it doing that. Because that was a nice pass. It didn't have to be a great pass because the zone had a big gap in it. Give Deron Holmes credit. He played that offense very, very well. Deron Holmes this time, seeing that there was a little bit of a gap, stopped short of that cutout to the corner, stood and put his big frame out, and Malachi Smith saw him and fed him.
The only thing you can really complain about thus far tonight for the Flyers has been their free throw shooting. They've missed 3 of 4. Holmes sees he can improve that. Kamara now leads all scorers in the game with 12. Holmes with 4 rebounds. That's best. Back-to-back free throws converted. That improves the stat line. To the wing. Lob to the baseline. Stedman pushes his way in. Shot was halfway down and came back out.
Nice move. Bad luck for Stedman and UMass. That ball was almost in. Smart play by Elvis.
Penetrated, didn't have a shot. Moved the ball back outside. Smith will go in. And on his way to the basket, he is fouled.
That play just demonstrates the quickness of Malachi Smith. I mean, he really had to shake off Fernandez, who was playing decent defense. But Smith just used his quickness, short burst quickness, in the lane. He's able to create a lot of separation just with one step.
Smithereens speak for themselves. see the stuff that he's putting up.
Yeah, this young man's going to break a lot of records at this school if he stays healthy. And that's how good he is. And think about it, he didn't even start the first part of the season. First game we did, he was coming off the bench. And he came off and he played great in a blowout loss. I think it was a UMass Lowell that this team should not have lost to. And he didn't miss a starting lineup call ever since that game, because he played hard when this Dayton team was not, and he showed his talent. And Anthony Grant said, that's the guy I want leading my offense, and he hasn't missed a game as a starter ever since, and he's playing a boatload of points every game. Arguably Dayton's most valuable player.
Good defense. Regular season championship tip is at 2 o'clock. The UD women are going for their 3rd consecutive regular season title. That is big time for the women.
Yeah.
Stedman just can't get that to drop.
It'd be a great thing to see both the men and women team win the A10 title. I mean, that would be huge. What a statement for Dayton athletics.
Yeah, it could play out that way. You could have the UD women winning the A10 on Saturday, and then the following Saturday, the men's team. But a lot of basketball to be played between now and then. Priority 1 is finishing off this game. Stedman converts.
Played well. This young man, Stedman, has really played well. Competing hard.
Turnover, transition opportunity, but Dayton recovers quickly.
Yeah, that was good transition defense by Dayton. Turnover on the three-point line. Dayton able to hustle back and prevent a transition fast break easy basket, making UMass work on the offensive end, something they have not been great at.
It's now 5 of 7. Gets the second. 53-29.
So far, that 5 points every 4-minute segment is not working so good for the Minutemen. They're going backwards a bit. Down 24 when they were starting the half, down 23.
And they had a chance. They've had a chance to make a little run. The Flyers have gone nearly 4 minutes now without a field goal. For that matter, without a point for the last 2:04.
Yeah, that's when UMass has to make tracks, and they just haven't been able to do it. Dayton's defense has been so dominant that even when Dayton misses shots and gives UMass extra possessions, the Minutemen can't do anything with it. Here's an extra possession, missed shot. What does UMass do with it?
A little contact there, but play on given. Turnaround. Nope. Good battle on the boards. Ball's blocked. Bounces high. Smith gets it. Has help left and right, but is going to go it alone and gets blocked from behind and then tumbles to the floor hard. Garcia brings the Minutemen back. A little bit out of control. He has the ball knocked away. Quick hands from Elvis. So a little bit of sloppy play both ends, but not for lack of effort.
You know, the level to which the Dayton defense has them out of whack is massive. I mean, right now UMass is so out of whack that, you know, they're a three-point shooting team. By the way, before I make that point, there's another one where the official 45 feet away makes a call that the official 5 feet away didn't see. That's tough. But this UMass team, they're a three-point shooting team, one of the best in the country. Stedman has taken 3 out of the last 4 shots for them in the post, and they're looking to feed him. Why? Because they can't make any threes, and their best matchup right now is Stedman in the post. And now he's taking a breather. What's going to happen offensively?
That's a good shot and finish from Garcia.
Yeah, good defense by Amsiel, who was all over Garcia. Garcia had to make almost a circus shot to get that one to drop.
Dayton still shooting better than 64% from the field, although it's a 7-0 run that ends. Had to wait on that one.
Nice pitching wedge from the corner.
Dropped it in the bucket. So a 7-0 run ends. And UMass needs to start another one. They need a series of 7-0 runs. Tough shot.
Very tough shot, especially in the face of 6'9" Mustafa Amzil. Yep, good call by the official. Aggressive play by Fernandez. You got to admire him trying to make plays in the transition, but that's really hard. Jumping in front of Malachi Smith, that ain't easy, because he's fast and quick with the basketball or without, and trying to beat him to a spot so you can take a charge. You're probably not going to be successful more times than you are.
Couple of changes, both sides of the floor. Less than 13 to play. Adjust the shot clock, I believe. Officials doing the smart thing, getting together. They'll sort it out.
Got a different number now on the shot clock. Now it says 12. Now it says 27. And that appears to be the right number.
Well, that's what they're going to play with.
Third time's a charm.
Absolutely. Blakeney. Elvis. Quick pass into the corner. Brea. Not this time. Amzil, good work, has the ball smacked away. Thought there was a little bit of arm in there.
Yep. Had the ball smacked away after he got his arm smacked.
Anthony Grant upset with that non-call.
He should be. That was clearly a foul missed by the officials.
Garcia gets caught on the floor.
Watch Amzil go up. Great offensive rebound there and just get his arm ripped off. I mean, that's clearly a foul. Maybe the official 45 feet away should have called that. Amzil's been very active on the offensive glass. He's either got a couple offensive rebounds that were tough or tipped it away so his teammates could get it. He's had a good night on the glass.
Look at that move.
Oh boy, yep. I don't blame his shoe for coming off. His shoe came off in the process, did Kobe Elvis. I mean, I don't blame his shoe for coming off. That thing, I mean, he was going almost light speed. It's not hard to throw a shoe when you go that fast. I mean, watch, he just shakes him by, and on the way loses his shoe and has to go back and get it.
One was clearly enough.
Man.
Davidson has climbed out to a big lead on Duquesne. The Flyers trying to keep pace with the A-10 leaders. Three-pointer won't go. It just has not been a night for long-distance shooting by the visitors.
Especially awful shots like that. That was a terrible shot. Great defense again. This time Kobe Elvis and Blakeney teaming up.
Tamara behind the play, moving a little bit gingerly. Looks like he's okay. Shot for three.
Bang. I'm telling you.
Brea just needed a quick look.
A lot of teams in this conference, that young man be starting and playing 30 minutes a game. That's the kind of offensive depth he is giving Dayton right now. He is playing lights out for this team coming off the bench. He gives them a rare weapon coming off that bench.
Up at the left, that's a good finish from a guy, Kelly, who came in with a lot of credentials but has just not been able to find anything tonight. 2 of 6 from the field, and he's missed both of his three-point field goal attempts.
Well, he's got a lot of company on that bus. There's a lot of kids in red jerseys who came in with some offensive accolades who have had terrible nights shooting.
21% from three-point range. A little bit of trouble there. Spin move, baseline. That ball's going to be too hard. Put back, won't go. And then in the battle for the rebound, it got tapped up and in.
Good effort again by Dayton on the offensive glass. What a great rebounding night this Dayton team has had. They have been all over the boards. Plus 11 for Dayton on the glass right now. One of the best rebounding teams in the A-10. Number 2 in rebounding margin. They're going to extend that even a little bit more.
Inside 10 minutes remaining. Only thing in question at this point is the final score. Not this time for Amsil.
Good move, though, by Amsil. Could have gone straight to the rim, kind of pulled up. Thought he had the advantage with his size, but decided to pull up.
Reverse with some spin.
Where's he been?
Slowly finding his way into the game. Pushes their field goal shooting up to 35%.
As he slowly finds his way into it, he's going to find out the game's already over by the time he gets here. Here in Dayton. If Dayton can continue winning and get in the NCAA tournament, they have to play. What if they have to play in that first four and they play their first game here in Dayton in the NCAA tournament in the first four? I mean, if you're in the first four, raise your hand out there nationally if you want to play Dayton in the first four to get to the first round of the NCAA tournament at Dayton. I mean, that's when you curse someone if you get that draw.
Particularly if your team that's never played here before.
Yeah, you have no idea what you're into. You will when you get here.
Another missed three-point field goal. The first attempted in a while. They finally got off of those late in the first half. They've hit 3 of 15. Sissoko is checked in for the Flyers. Brea, Smith, Amsil, and Blakeney also on the floor. Amsil high off the glass. Not this time. Ball's tapped around. And there'll be a foul called on the floor.
And that's just Sissoko just working hard in the paint. That's what a young man does. Whenever he's coming in, no matter what the scenario, he's working hard. That time he had Weeks on his back, and Weeks was helpless, and then he proceeded to bury Weeks in the paint, and Weeks got the call.
Open look for Blakeney.
Yep. Good pass by Kobe Brea. Blakeney by himself does what he should do when he's by himself, bury the three.
Speaking of burying the three, it has been a long time. Dropped down to 20% from beyond the arc. But Kelly, who you aptly pointed out moments ago, has started to play himself into the second half. He's up to 9 points. 25% three-point field goal shooting tonight for UMass, well off their average. Amsil goes up and well defended, gets the ball back and throws it up off the glass.
Shows a little bit of his offensive talent, able to shoot the ball up without looking at the rim, back over his head and put it back in.
Another three-pointer on the way. Nope, it's long. Smith with the rebound. Sissoko thought he had some room underneath the basket. The Flyers will reset.
Yep. Good effort by Amsil to look at Sissoko, who's been working his rear end off. When you see a player like that work that hard, you want to get him the basketball, give him a chance to make a play.
Inside 7 minutes remaining. Shot for three. Got it. Buttrick. Inside 7 minutes remaining. One end, why not at the other?
Yep. That is a really, really good sign. And Mustafa Amsil shooting deep threes with confidence, driving the hole with confidence, offensive rebounds with confidence and strength. That is a great sign for Dayton for the month of March.
Malachi Smith. Open look, shot for three, not this time.
Doesn't matter, keep shooting those. Does not matter. Anthony Grant is not unhappy about that shot in the slightest. You want to keep shooting that, but then he wants you don't want to miss your defensive assignment on the other end.
UMass finally finding their shooting touch from three-point range. They were down at 20%.
Yeah, you know why? That's because the pressure's off. I mean, for UMass, they can't really believe they're going to be able to come back in a 25-point game. So those shots get a little bit more easy.
5 on the shot clock. Smith, pull-up jumper. He's fouled.
Here, played well, middle of the pack. You know, in a lot of areas in the Atlantic 10. And this is a Dayton team that just came in and said, we are better than you.
6 of 11 free throws made tonight for Dayton. You tend to not notice it when the score is this one-sided, but free throw shooting in most games is critical. UMass on the season is averaging 75 points a game. With under 5 remaining here, they have 48. Shot for three. Nope. Ball tapped away, first to it. Another shot for three from out top. That one is good for Kelly.
Yep. Reserves in the game now for Dayton at pretty much every level except for Malachi Smith. And Anthony Grant wants to see a better performance on the glass. You know, coaching every possession. That's what you got to do. Young team wants to get in the NCAA tournament. You got to coach every possession. Get everybody better every time.
Smith out to the corner. Open look for Amsil. Got it.
Great pass by Malachi Smith yet again, and a great shot by Mustafa Amsil. Wide open, but he buried it. Really hitting his stride tonight.
Zimi Wakaji is in for the Flyers. Shot from the corner for three. That one will go. And the numbers at the end of this night are going to look better on the score sheet than they really were. Down around 20% from three-point range, up to 35% now. Sissoko. Smith, nope, gets his own rebound and pulls the ball back out. Ball did not hit the rim, so the shot clock continues to wind. It's at 5. Ball on the floor, picked up, transition opportunity, with lurking not far behind. UMass, to your earlier point, right around the middle of the pack, but looking for a good finish to get themselves a better seed. Speaking of which, Capital One Arena in D.C. will host beginning March 9th. Seeds 11 through 14 will get things rolling. The top 4 seeds go directly to the quarterfinals. And March 13th, Selection Sunday, will be the championship game of the Atlantic 10 Conference Tournament.
Now, obviously, if you're a Flyer fan, you want to see Dayton in that championship game so you can have a chance to get the automatic seed, automatic berth. NCAA tournament, not have to worry about things.
Shot blocked, rebound, little handoff to Amsil. He misses. Another rebound offensively. Shot for three, short. So Dayton cooling off a bit as UMass has found a little smoke. 0 for 4 in their last 4 field goal attempts. The Flyers. It's an 8-0 run by UMass to make the scoreline look a bit more respectable.
Yeah, but they'll know in their heart of hearts that they got blown out of this gym, and if Dayton wanted to, Dayton would have won this game by 40.
And still well below their season's average in points scored, particularly in the A10, where they're among the top 3. Reverse. Won't go.
It's officially garbage time.
Inside 2 minutes remaining. UMass has hit 4 their last 5. And there's a foul on the floor. So here's how the remaining schedules look. for both these teams. VCU at Fordham, Fordham at home, and then at George Mason. So certainly winnable games in there for UMass if they can have a more standard offensive output. At LaSalle, at Richmond, and then the big one with Davidson. But it's only a big one if the Flyers continue to win.
Yeah, and that Davidson, look, any game on the road is a dangerous one, but that at Richmond game, even more dangerous. Richmond in the middle of the pack, a lot to play for. And right before the Davidson game, it's easy for a young team like Dayton to peek ahead at that home game with all the marbles on the table against Davidson. Boy, it's going to take a really good coaching job by Anthony Grant to keep this team focused on winning one game at a time and not thinking about that Davidson game at the end of the year.
Christian Wilson, a local out of Northmont High School, suburban Dayton, gets the first free throw. Drew Swerline is in as well. And Brady Ewell. Well, KG remains. And Sissoko. 65 seconds to play. Pass underneath, almost lost. Whipped outside, shot for three, won't go. Rebound. And Drew Swerline out of Perrysburg. St. Francis DeSales with the rebound on the move. Sissoko posts up, looking for the ball. Wilson calls him out. 10 on the shot clock. Drive, bounce pass. Oh, great pass.
Nice pass. Love that. And you love to see the Dayton players up on their feet, cheering these guys playing, especially make good plays like that.
Shot for three from Jones, won't go. Ball on the floor, grabbed initially by Swerline, then smacked away from him. These guys off the bench still working hard defensively. Shot won't go, ball's around, rebound yet again. And a little fadeaway, got it. Garcia with the finish, and that's likely to be the game's final basket. The Flyers roll